Hi there guys, and welcome to yet again another tag video. I've managed to find another one in quick succession this time, and it's one I've kind of wanted to do for a while actually, but I've just never found one before. I've obviously just not looked hard enough. So this is the music tag video. It's about 19 questions I think, so let's get going. Which bands or artists do you own the most albums by? It's got to be Less Than Jake. I think I own 8 albums. I don't actually own all of them. To my disgrace, I don't own Pezcore, which was sort of I think it must have been the first one. But yeah, I think I've got about 8 of those, 8 albums from Less Than Jake. They also have 5 of the Offspring albums. I thought it was closer between those two, but yeah, 8 from Less Than Jake. What was the last song you listened to? That will have been in the car coming back from Morrison's. I think it was Here We Go by Lower Atlantis. Really good song if you want to go check it out. What's in your CD player right now? Wow, I haven't used my CD player for ages. Just hang on a second, I'll go see. It's See the Light by Less Than Jake. Really good album. What was the last show you attended? Literally just the other night, July the 5th, I went to see Fleetwood Mac at Leeds Arena and absolutely blown away. Fantastic gig. One of the best, but I think that spoils a question coming up, so yeah, it was really good though. What is the greatest show you've been to? There we go, told you. 2 that I've been to at Leeds Arena, the Eagles and Fleetwood Mac. They've been absolutely amazing. I would probably say the Fleetwood Mac gig just about tops the Eagles one, but the best one for me was last year. I think it was in February 2014. When I went to see Less Than Jake and Real Big Fish at O2 Academy in Leeds. Zebrahead were also on the bill, but I got there a little bit late and literally just got in as they were doing the last song, which was annoying. But that was just such an amazing gig. Less Than Jake were on first and did an absolutely cracking set. And then Real Big Fish, it was the first time I'd seen them and I was blown away by them as well. So yeah, that was a pretty amazing gig. What is the worst show you've been to? To be honest, none, because a lot of the shows that I choose to go to, I already like the artists. I mean, there's been some occasions where I haven't known some of the people on there. Most disappointing though, instead of saying worst, when I saw Yellowcard, who were playing with Less Than Jake earlier this year. I've mentioned it on my channel before. They were really poor. It was, I don't know, there was no energy from them, and the singer, the lead singer, I can't remember his name, was doing a lot of moaning about the time that the gig was on and moaning about the crowd not being energetic, where they were doing their side of the thing really. So that was disappointing. That wasn't great. And also Kate Nash, if people remember her. She was one of the supports when Kaiser Chiefs played their gig at Ellen Road, that big gig, and she was just terrible. I mean, I could sit at a piano keyboard just smashing away whilst attempting to sing. Yeah, that wasn't too good. What's the most musically involved you have ever been? I'm not sure if I understand the question. Does it just mean like actually doing music? If it does mean that, then I've never really what I'd call myself involved in music. I mean, I'm currently learning guitar and bass. I mean, I've had a guitar for ages, but just never learnt it properly. So I can play little basic things here and there, but I won't class myself as a guitar player yet. And same with the bass. I'm getting there and I am improving, but I definitely would not call myself a bass player. So I've never properly really been musically involved, if that's what the question means. If not, then your guess is as good as mine, really. What show are you looking forward to? The only one that I've actually got planned at the moment really, but I'll be looking forward to it anyway. On 4th of August, the day after my birthday, me, Lee and Charlie are spending the night in York, and on that night Less Than Jake are playing at Fibbers, which is meant to be a really good venue. It's the first time they played in York. It's very intimate, it's a kind of gig, and I mean, I'm always excited to go see Less Than Jake anyway, but I'm really looking forward to this one because I think it's going to be a really good night. What is your favourite band shirt? It is this one here, from when Less Than Jake did their 20th anniversary tour, and I did see them. It was a tour t-shirt. I actually got this off a good friend of mine, so I didn't get the shirt at the time. And it was, I think they played with New Found Glory. It was like a co-headline thing. And yeah, I went to see him at Stylus at Leeds University on the 6th. But I mean, it's a great t-shirt anyway, but the reason it's my favourite is because at Slam Dunk last year I managed to get them to sign it. I don't know how well you can see that, but that was just the most amazing experience. So for that reason, this is my favourite t-shirt. What musician would you like to hang out with for a day? Tough question that, but for me it's got to be Dave Grohl, because Dave Grohl is without a doubt, hands down, the coolest musician and guy on the planet in general. I've always really liked him, and he just seems to get better with age as well with the stuff he does. I mean, you know, the other week falling off stage and breaking his leg and carrying on the show after going to get his leg bandaged up was just astonishing. But he always seems like such a cool guy, a really down-to-earth guy as well. He seems to do a lot for people and for fans, and he just seems really funny as well. So yeah, it'd be amazing to hang out with him for a day and have a few drinks. Who is one musician or group you wish would make a comeback? I'm guessing we're talking dead or alive, because alive wise there's none really that, there's no one that's split up over the time that I've been here that, you know, I want to make a comeback really. So I'm going to have to go for people that are no longer with us. I mean, Michael Jackson, you know, people can say a lot of things about him, but for me, I loved his music. He was just fantastic. I mean, I can listen to his like greatest hits album just so casually. I mean, he was such a great performer. So, you know, the chance to see him live would have been absolutely amazing. I think it's really sad that he's no longer with us and left us at such an early age. Or Queen, you know, I'm a big Queen fan, and I know that they still tour with obviously Roger Taylor and Brian May, and I can't remember the guy's name that does sing with them. And I'm not saying he's not good, because he is. I've heard them and they are good, but it's just not the same without Freddie. So the chance to see, you know, the original Queen would just have been the greatest thing ever, really. Who is one band or artist you've never seen live but always wanted to? Definitely either Offspring or Green Day. I would absolutely love to see them play live. Offspring don't really play that much, well, or Green Day to be fair. They haven't played over in the UK for a long time, or when they do come over they usually do just one gig and that's it. Because I think they were recently, or they are going to be in the UK, but at the moment I just couldn't afford it, and like I say, it's just timing wise it's not brilliant. But yeah, I would absolutely love to see Offspring. I've loved them since I was quite young, and similar with Green Day as well. A very sort of influential band to me. So yeah, either of those two would be fantastic. Name 4 or more flawless albums. Bit of a mix here. The first one I'm going to say, people probably wouldn't expect me to say, but Keane's first album, was it Hope and Fears? To me was amazing, absolutely amazing, because I mean the lead singer's voice is just astonishing. Like, he's just got such a good voice. But that first album, that for me anyway, there just wasn't a bad song on it. Like, I could just constantly listen to it and not get bored of it. So that one for me, I'll always class as like a flawless album. Both Americana and Conspiracy of One from Offspring, again, just two completely flawless albums with fantastic songs on, where there's just not a bad one on it for me personally anyway. You know, the kind of classic, you know, classic rock, classic Offspring kind of sound to them both. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blood Sugar Sex Magic, again, just has, for me, my personal favourite Red Hot Chili Peppers songs on it. Always been a fan of them. Not so much recently, I must admit. I've gone a little bit off them, but around the time of sort of, you know, Californication and Blood Sugar Sex Magic album is kind of my best time for Red Hot Chili Peppers. So Blood Sugar Sex Magic, fantastic album. And on a more personal note, Les and Jake, Borders and Boundaries, for me, it was the first one that I listened to. My brother bought it for me when it was like my 10th birthday, I think. So it was the first one I listened to, and again, that's an album that I can just put on and I don't have to worry about skipping tracks, because it's just all so great. So if you haven't heard any of those, then go check them out, they're really good. How many music related DVDs do you own? 5. I've had to count these because I didn't actually know. I've actually got 2 Kai's Chiefs ones. I've got the live DVD from the Ellen Road gig they did, and then I've got an employment one, which is a funny little one really, because it's kind of showing the story of how they came to be and everything, and it's all old footage of them before they kind of made it. So that's 2 Kai's Chiefs ones. I've got a Queen one, which basically just has all their music videos on, which is always great to watch. and I've got 2 Less Than Jake ones, The History Of, I believe it's called. Again, with that one it kind of goes through since they were playing in front of like 10 people at some festival, and it was a proper more just the punk side of things. It didn't have a horn section at that point, and then it goes right through up until what was modern day for them, so I think it was around 2004. And then I got another one where they did their 6 shows in 6 nights, 6 albums over 6 shows, which is more up to date, and that's a great DVD. So yeah, those were all the ones I want. Although I do want Michael Jackson's This Is It, because I saw that in the cinema and that was a great film, so that's another one I want to add to the collection. How many concerts or shows have you been to? Well, I've been to 2 Slam Dunk festivals, 2 Leeds festivals. I've been to 2 Party in the Parks, if those count. I've been to the Upload Tour, which had YouTubers like Emma Blackery there, which was great. I've seen Less Than Jake 7 times. I'm going to have to look at my notes because I can't remember it off the top of my head now. Yeah, Less Than Jake 7 times. Bullet for My Valentine and Hawthorne Heights. I think that was a Kerrang tour. That was like one of my first major gigs. Saw Aiden, Rocket Summer, The Eagles, Fleetwood Mac, Kai's Chiefs, Area 11, and I know people are going to shout at me at this point, but I will expand on this later. I've been to 2 Westlife gigs. I know. So all in all, I think that adds up to 23 gigs. So it's more than what I thought actually. Yeah, I've been to quite a few. Who have you seen the most live? I was just mentioned there. I've seen Less Than Jake 7 times. It would be 8 when I see them in August. So yeah, Less Than Jake. What is your favourite movie soundtrack? To be honest, I don't really have one. I mean, I like movies, but I wouldn't call myself a movie fan. You know, like Lee. I'm just not really that into movies, so I've never really concentrated on soundtracks. But I don't know. Grease, I suppose. That's got some good songs in. Yeah, I'll just say Grease, I suppose. What was your last musical phase before you wisened up? Why is it? I don't like the way that question's been put down. I've always been into a lot of different genres of music. Really, I never sort of all my life kind of just pinpointed to one phase as such. But I suppose I did go through a bit of an emo phase in school when I was about 14, 15, maybe going on to 16 possibly. If I've got an old picture, I will be putting up right here now. But yeah, I kind of did the whole black hoodie, black Bullet for My Valentine t-shirt, studded belt, and got a lip piercing. Although I did like that in general, that wasn't an emo thing. And yeah, try to grow my hair long and everything. But I never did the moody side of things, so I kind of missed out on the whole emo thing. But I just did the look. But yeah, I was into Bullet for My Valentine, Aiden, Hawthorne Heights, the Academy is all kind of people like that. So I suppose that was a bit of a phase, but I was still liking other music at the same time. So yeah, I've always had a kind of wide variety of music taste really. And finally, what is your guilty pleasure? So, expanding on the whole Westlife thing, I actually went to the 2 Westlife gigs because of my ex. And the first time round, I was never into Westlife, and the first time round, her and the family were going and just asked if I wanted to go. I didn't have to enjoy it, but so I thought, sod it, I'll go. It might not be that bad. And after seeing them live, it actually got me into them a little bit. One, because they put on such a good show, because I think they kind of got a bad press of just being, 4 lads that just sat down on, bar stools and sung, where, they really did put on a damn good show. And the more I listened to them, the more catchy songs they actually had. I know it's the kind of overproduced, kind of mainstream pop kind of thing, which I'm not massively into really. But yeah, to be honest, I really don't mind Westlife all that much, which is why I then agreed to go to the second and final gig that they ever did. So yeah, I don't mind Westlife, so I suppose that's a bit of a guilty pleasure because I really don't like owning up to that. And Katy Perry, I suppose, because she's got some really nice songs. Yeah, there's no other reason why why I'd like her, or why other men, and in a lot of cases women as well, would like her. You know, it's all about the songs with her. That's what I like. So it's definitely a guilty pleasure, I would say. So there we go, guys, that's my music tag video. For this one, I'm not actually going to tag anyone in it in particular, but I'm going to ask just people in general to go out there and do one. Sorry, that came out ruder than I thought. Yeah, just anyone who fancies it should definitely go and do it, because it's quite a fun one to do. And it gets you looking back at your own music taste and everything. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I quite enjoyed it as well. If it's your first time here, then please do leave a like and a subscribe as well. That would be much appreciated. And until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all very soon.